Want to unlock hidden patterns in your YouTube channel's performance? Or maybe you're just curious about Excel's correlation tool and how it can reveal key insights. Today, we're diving into both. I'll walk you through Excel's correlation feature inside the Data Analysis ToolPak, and we use it to analyze a pretend YouTube channel's performance. Whether you're a data enthusiast or a creator looking to boost your content strategy, this is a tool you didn't know you needed. Let's jump in.
So here I've got some data, and this is totally made up data. This is from Gen AI, and we're looking at these personal finance videos supposedly on some YouTube channel, some fake YouTube channel. And here are the views, here's the hashtags, subscriber count, the comments. Let's make this all kind of a little bigger so we can see this. Double click, select my column, double click, the comments, the number of comments, number of likes, the video length, minute in minutes, watch time in hours, and then our CTR rate, the click-through ratio, the click-through rate. With the correlation analysis, what we can do is we can go under data, and under here is data analysis, and this is the analysis toolpack. If you don't have this, you have to bring it in. And let's say I didn't have this. All you need to do is right click here, go to customize ribbon, and go under the add-ins, and it's going to be under these add-ins. So if I go to add-ins and click go, this should be checked. I have it checked. So if you don't have it checked, check it. It's going to bring that in there. Cancel. So I'm going to click this, and this is going to come up with the data analysis window. I want the correlation option. Click OK. And what is my input range? It's going to be from cell B1 all the way down to the bottom here. So I don't need this title because it's not going to have any numbers. These are not any one of my variables. Select here, B1. I'm just going to go across and then Control Shift down arrow. This is grouped by columns. My data is in these columns. My label is in my first row. Where do I want to put my output? I could put it into a new worksheet. Let's put it here. Let's put it here over in cell. Let's scroll up. I can't scroll up. Darn. I'll put it in cell L5. Let's do L5. Click OK. Now it's up here. Let's double click the auto fit and scroll over here. This is our correlation table. You notice that it's got these ones here, and these ones indicate the correlation between these two variables, right? So views, of course, it's going to correlate one with views. Of course, it's the one here. It doesn't make sense for it to change because views and views, the correlation should be one. And it's going to be one all the way down this diagonal. And it's going to be the inverse, right? That these cells are blank here because this is basically just the inverse of it. So if we had hashtags and views here, it's going to be the same as hashtags and view here. This number would be over here. And so Excel just makes it easier by just making it blank. So how do we know that which items correlate the most? Remember, correlation is not causation, and I'll come back to that later. What we can do is we can select everything here and go under Home, go under Conditional Format. Let's go to the color scales. And let's just pick this first one here. And we can change it later on. Well, let's look at all these colors. Let's make it a little bit easier. Let's go back to our cells here. Select that. Go to Conditional Formatting, Manage Rules. And it's going to have our rule here. Let's edit it. So when we have a correlation, we're going to have a range. And the correlation coefficient ranges from -1 to +1. +1 shows a strong positive correlation. -1 shows a strong negative correlation. And 0 means there's no correlation. So a positive correlation, that +1 or 1, means that when one variable increases, the other one tends to increase too. So the closer you get to 1, there's a strong correlation for that. The negative correlation means when one variable increases, the other one tends to decrease. So if it's closer to -1, that means there's a strong negative correlation. And no correlation, that means 0 basically. So let's kind of go here and make those kind of arrangements here with the settings. So let's make this a number. And red, we'll keep red. Let's make that -1 here. And for the number here, that's going to be 0. Let's just make this blank. There's no value for that color. And let's make this number, let's make this 1. And let's make it blue. Blue's kind of a nice color. And click OK. Click OK. Apply. See what happens here. Click OK. And we have our ways to read this table. And if you see that, if you're the owner of this channel, if you've got some videos, you're going to see this and say, oh, there's a high correlation that if there's a lot of comments, here the correlation is high, right? So they're saying if there's a lot of comments, the views are going to be high. The correlation between that is high. And remember the saying, correlation doesn't equal causation. This just gives you an idea that there's further investigation that's needed, because look at the comments. Same here with likes. If there's a high amount of likes, the views are going to be higher too. Maybe there's some further investigation there in terms of trying to see how to improve the videos. And usually we want to get to the area of views, right? We want to see how these things impact our views, because we want to have, usually we want to get higher views, right? For the most part. Now, video length is something that we might want to look at here, because if the higher the video length goes, that means there is a negative correlation. Maybe that it could bring the views down. So we need to look into that. So this is how correlation, once you look at the different variables that you want to choose to look at, these are some ways to kind of give you an idea how to adjust some levers in your videos using correlation analysis in Excel.
Now that you know how to use Excel's correlation tool, it's time to put it into action. Test it on your YouTube analytics or any data set and see what patterns emerge. If you find this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more data-driven strategies. Keep exploring, keep improving, and I'll see you in the next video.